Hey guys, Ramasiva here from Stuttering Mind. It's been a while since I've posted a video on this channel. I've been traveling and doing a few things. So I wanted to ask you a question. Who are you trying to impress? Yes, who are you trying to impress? For many years, I've been to many different speech therapy courses. I've tried hypnotherapy. I've been to the regular traditional speech therapist, and whenever I've attended a course, I've gone out into the big bad world, and I wanted to impress people with the improvement in my speech. And obviously I failed because I kept on being stuck in the speech therapy jail for many years, for longer than I care to remember. And I was talking to someone a couple of nights ago, and he himself has been on many speech programs, many speech courses, and I asked him, who are you trying to impress? Because he feels like he's tried so many different things over the number of years, and he's gone back to his place of work, his friends, his family, and his speech isn't improving at all. So the question you need to ask yourself is, who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress yourself? Are you trying to impress your spouse, your friends, your family, your boss? And what exactly are you trying to impress? Because when I was working at the Prime Minister's office, I just couldn't use the techniques that are publicly available. I've done videos showing the block and let go. As if first technique I would recommend that you master. Once you become a master of the technique, then whenever you are in a situation that you're blocking and you're struggling, then you can employ those techniques subconsciously. 95% of everything you do in your life is run by the subconscious mind. The way you eat, the way you walk, the way you breathe, the way you stutter, the way you talk is all done subconsciously. So you have a choice. Remember when you were starting out, when riding out your bicycle, and you kept on falling over. And then eventually you got the balance and you were riding. And remember when you were learning to drive a car and changing gears, pressing the accelerator and the clutch to change gears. Remember how complicated it was. It took practice. Become a master of the block and release. And whenever you have a block or a struggle or a stutter, you release the block. And then you have another go at the word. But don't beat yourself about it if you are having a bad time. If you're having a flu, or if you're having a really bad speech month, year, then why don't you contact me? I can provide one-on-one coaching to you, and you can make real breakthroughs which will impact your life and your speech. Because it's not about having speech therapy, it's about having life therapy. You must realize by now that you stutter in some situations. There's another guy who moved to another country, and in his home country his speech was fine. Yes, he stumbled a bit, but he never went to speech therapy, and he never did anything about his speech. But when he moved to another country, he immigrated, he found that the stutter came back with a vengeance when he was especially at work. And he was telling me that he was struggling quite a bit. So he, for most of his life, for 30 years of his life, he was able to speak really well, perfectly well, had no issues. He got married, has 3 kids. But in his workplace, he's struggling quite a bit. So in this example, the stutter is ruling his life at his work. But outside work, is perfectly fine. So the first thing that you need to ask yourselves is, who are you trying to impress? In this guy's case, he wants to impress his work colleagues, his bosses. Maybe because he speaks English with a different accent and he's in a different country, he's perhaps feeling self-conscious about his speech or his accent, and that perpetuates the stutter. And once you start to analyze yourself as to what triggers off your stuttering, when, then you can start to work on yourself, work on your mind, because know that you can speak. There's nothing wrong with your genes, there's nothing wrong with your DNA, there's nothing wrong with your brain. If you can speak out aloud perfectly well when you're completely alone, if you can read out aloud, if you can speak to your child, if you can speak to a kid really well without struggling, without the classic blocking and those type of facial contortions, then know that you can speak. It takes hard work, time and effort, but you have the ability to communicate effectively if you really want to. I hope this video has been of use to you. If it has, please click on like, write a comment, or perhaps tell me what you want me to talk about in my next video and I will do one. Have a great day. And oh, by the way, check out my podcast. It's called Stuttering Mind. It's available on iTunes, on the Play Store, on Spotify. And if you would love to, please leave me a message and I'll put it on the next podcast episode. Have a great day and bye for now.